Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for Taurus, wherever Taurus shows up for you in your chart. Before we get into it, a couple things. First thing, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, I think I'm honestly like 10 people away from being at 1,000 subscribers, which is a milestone for me. I would love it if you were one of those people. And also, are you okay? Because I'm a Taurus sun, right? And also, well, okay. I was gonna do this reading yesterday, but I was feeling things. Like the words that were like coming to my mind were melancholy, nesting, which is like melancholy is not weird for me, actually. Nesting kind of is, but because honestly, like when I think nesting, I think getting ready to birth a child. It could be literally getting ready to birth anything. And you know how like you just start getting prepared. You start maybe making meals in advance, maybe doing some cleaning. It's right, it's like being more proactive versus reactive. So that's kind of interesting. And also, it does take a lot of energy to literally birth something, right? Whether it is a literal human or if it is like, a manifestation or something having to do with energy. Now, what I do want to try to do is I just want to grab a piece of sage and I want to just clear our space. I want to, clear you a little bit too. However, I realize that I don't have a single lighter in this camp, but I do have an electric candle lighter. Oh yeah, that'll work. Here we go. All right, so just take some deep breaths. Okay. We're just going to clear the space. We're going to breathe in white light, or at least just purified, cleansed, nothing attached to it breath. And we're going to exhale worries, doubt, too much thought, the melancholy, whatever it is. We allow it, but we just want to help it move along. Let's clear this deck too while we're at it. Let me actually... some smoke on there. Okay. Clear the deck too. I'm glad we're doing this together. Okay. All right. So, ready? Ready? Okay. All right. So, let me just shuffle the deck a bunch of times. We'll get your spread out. It is a 3-card spread. The first card is your current energy, what's around you right now. The second card is the energy that's leaving or that no longer serves you. The third card is the energy that is coming in. And then we will clarify each one of those cards with another card. And I'm not taking the jumpers. Okay. For Taurus. Current energy is a Two of Cups. Beautiful. What's leaving? Call or judgment. Judgment call. What's coming in? Transformation, the Death card. Holy crap, guys. Holy shit. Okay, oh my gosh. To clarify the Two of Cups, we have the Sun card. To clarify the Judgment card, we have the Four of Wands, or the Four of Swords, excuse me. And then we have the Two of Swords with transformation. Okay, I was looking at the bottom of the deck. I don't use the bottom of the deck for these readings, but I was just being nosy. This really does feel like a lot of effing energy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm glad that we did the cleansing in the beginning because I feel like it is definitely needed. First of all, we have two twos out here. You could see today is November 22nd. So that's interesting. Also, 2 plus 2 is 4. So, even 4, 1 plus 3 is 4. Anyway, also, even just this progression from the Sun card to the Judgment card. I love a progression anyway in a reading because it really tells me that the energy is moving. Anytime there is a direct, progression in a reading. And I think that matters. So we start with the Two of Cups. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here sweating. Like I keep trying to open like my crown, to open, all the way down through my root because this is so much energy. Like I don't want to go like off the rails, like woo woo, obviously if you're here, if you're here watching tarot readings, like on YouTube, like we're all off the rails woo woo, right? But like, I just, like I said, I keep trying to, open my crown even more because it really does feel like there is so much energy moving around. And it's almost like making me anxious. There's a lot of pressure, it feels like, behind it. There's a lot of, it's almost kind of like, is this too much? Did I ask for too much? Did I take on too much? Did I too much, right? Like it's almost like this energy of like questioning yourself, right? Because it's like one of those things of like, if you have been manifesting something, or if you've really been trying to like invite something into your life or call something in, and really been putting like a lot of energy into it, it's almost like this like either boomerang effect or like bungee type of thing where you sent the energy back and now, or you sent the energy out and now all of a sudden it's coming back to you and you're like, holy shit. Like I didn't realize that I had put that much oomph into it and it's coming back with the same, it's like matching your energy, right? And it's kind of like, oh shit, like, do I have the capability? Do I have, would it take, whatever, right? It's like, okay, so let me just slow down because I feel like I'm getting kind of, swept away. So let's just take this one bite at a time. Okay. We start with the Two of Cups. Cups have to do with our emotions, right? It's love. It's how we feel. It's our relationship to love. How do we give it? More importantly, how do we receive it? Because I think a lot of us are really good at giving, but a lot of us have a real hard time receiving. So again, right? It's our relationship to the give and take aspect of, like the energy exchange. How do we feel about our lives? How do we feel about the people in our lives? How do we feel about what we're doing? How do we feel about, day to day? How do we feel about ourselves? Also, too, right? Like, how are we communicating those things? What's so interesting also is that the Two of Cups is the only card on here that has two things on it, right? Like there's two fish on here. None of these other cards have more than one person in there. So this is the thing. Like the Two of Cups can, of course, be a relationship coming in. Now, relationships, of course, can be literally anything from a business partnership, a romantic partnership, platonic, right? Like meeting new friends, making new connections with people that are just, they are in alignment with you. The Two of Cups also, and what I feel is in this reading, is there's something that is being mirrored back to you, whether it's literally you being mirrored back to yourself or a person. Because what this feels like truly is that you are establishing a new relationship with yourself. It's, even like the yin and yang thing is like coming to mind. There's some sense of balance and harmony that's happening here. Even the whole like boomerang thing that I was talking about, or like the bungee thing, it's like if you have felt like there was a part of you that was like separated from yourself in some aspect, right? Like you astro projected a part of yourself out there, or a part of yourself got stuck somewhere. I call those whole cruxes. Like, just your energy got zapped somewhere and it kind of stuck in that energy, right? And that's almost what soul retrieval work is. It's finding those whole cruxes and reclaiming that energy, right? Like if you give me an opportunity to give a Harry Potter reference, I'll do it. But I think it is just a perfect analogy, or is it a metaphor for what that is? Because truly, again, right? Because in the Sun card, there is one person in the Sun card. It really does feel like coming back to yourself. I know Uranus has been in Taurus since when? Was it 2017 or 2016? I should look these things up before May 2018. May 15th, 2018, actually. Maybe that was somebody's birthday. That was 5 days before my birthday. And I believe that it is exiting Taurus, let's see, in 2026. Yeah, because I'm like, I know my Uranus opposition is going to happen in 2026. I mean, it is at the later degrees of Taurus. If you have anything later degree of Taurus, I think it might be at like 22 or 25 degrees. Maybe it's 22. Wouldn't that be crazy? Now I have to look. 25. Okay. I was going to say, if it was at 22 degrees and we were talking about twos and it's, November 22nd, I was honestly going to pass out for a second. So, at least, it saved me from doing that. But it is at a later degree of Taurus. right? Like, and again, maybe you have something later degree-ish of Taurus. Let's see. It said Uranus governs societies, clubs, and group based on humanitarian and progressive ideals. That makes sense because I think the modern rulership of Aquarius is Uranus, and that's okay. Uranus, a planet of sudden and unexpected changes, rules freedom and originality. In society, it rules radical ideas and people, as well as revolutionary events that upset established structures. Oh, good stuff. Um, how did we start talking about Uranus? I know I was talking. I feel like it's important though because it is in Taurus. I think that full moon that just happened was like right around they were pretty close to each other, so maybe you experienced some type of shift around the 15th. Oh yeah, no, they weren't really all that close. Anyway, okay. So just to wrap up the two of cups, if you're still here, thank you. I feel like this has been like kind of all over the place already, which is fine. But there can be, if you have been manifesting that, if you have been looking for a person, and again, romantic, platonic, business, otherwise, whatever, this would be positive for that, especially with it paired with the Sun card. Because again, the Sun card is like everything good. It's happiness, it's joy, it's bliss, it's literal life too. So this could even be that there's going to be new life focused in your relationships because the sun is a luminary. And especially too, if you are a Taurus sun, you don't have to be, of course, but if you are, the sun is specifically Leo. Right now we have Mars in Leo. That's going to be going retrograde here sometime soon too. But also like the Two of Cups talks about shared values, right? It's like, so we start with the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is your cup is full. It's so full that it's overflowing, right? So it's like feeling this, rejuvenation, feeling a capacity to hold space for other people, to share your cup, to share your emotions, right? And then we move on to the Two of Cups. So now there are two people, two energies that are both full because both parties bring their full cups to the party. So there's this reciprocal vibe happening here, right? Like you both have your full cup. You're not just taking, you're not just giving, right? So there's this reciprocal energy. What you are putting out, you are getting back from the other person. And again, if this is something to do with you, right? Like reconnecting with yourself fully, even just calling back a big part of yourself, like that soul retrieval thing that we were talking about, even if it is just reintegrating a big part of yourself, it is feeling more whole. It's feeling like more trust in yourself, more trust in your ability, more trust in your emotions, more trust in your intuition also, because of course cups have to do with our intuition. And then again, with it paired with the Sun card, I know we're still talking about these two cards here, but I don't feel like I'm ready to like move on. But again, with it paired with the Sun card, there could be a spotlight shined, whatever, on a relationship. It could even just be like inviting in more fun with others too. Like, if you have been in an energy in the recent past that really been putting in a lot of work on yourself, really been, focused on the goal, it's almost kind of like letting that not letting it go, but not like allowing yourself to have a fun weekend, allowing yourself to bask in what you have accomplished, even. And now I feel ready to move on because, especially since we have the judgment card with the Four of Swords. Because whatever this thing that's happening here, wherever you're feeling harmony in your relationships, like maybe even just like work could be taking care of itself, right? Like maybe even your relationship could be taking care of itself. There's some sort of balance that's happening there where it's like you can finally take a deep breath. You can finally feel good about it. And of course, too, if it is having to do with yourself, it's like giving yourself a break, at least for the time being. What's leaving is the Judgment card and the Four of Swords. I mean, it really does feel like you've been in a cocoon for a while. Even if it was like an active cocoon, like I'm not even getting the feeling that like you've been like stationary, but it has been really metamorphizing over the last however long. I mean, this could literally be something that is happening just that fast, too. I kind of love how these cards, it almost looks like it's the same angel that's on them, because and literally just because both of these figures have wings, not even necessarily that they like look similar. I mean, I guess like they kind of do, but colors are the same-ish. There's this active period over here where they're blowing through the trumpet, and then there's this resting period over here. So again, right, it's like that feeling of like not necessarily being sedentary or like being stationary is a word that I used, but it could have been an active thing, like trying different things, making sure, that you show up where you needed to be, but then also really prioritizing rest, because the Judgment card does talk about transformation. And we have, the card that literally says transformation on it. I'm curious. I wanted to look up in the book actually what they said about call, but I also looked at the Sun card, and it says, at this time, everything is possible, and everything I need to know is illuminated. Projects come to fruition, relationships flourish, and my growth is assured. This is a time of plenty. It's important that I share this abundance with others. I am deeply grateful. Love that. And then the Judgment card says purpose and true prosperity, right? It's like receiving the call. I have everything I need right now to move forward with purpose. I'm being called into a deeper, more authentic relationship with myself, with my higher power, and with others. I am here for a reason. I'm required to step forward into my true self, expressing that through my actions. I need to trust that my life has a purpose, that I am enough, and that within me is a divine blueprint that has meaning for myself and others. So, yeah, right? Like, I also, I think that this is such an important time for people to be honoring their calling. Just with all of the shit that is happening globally, that's happening in, the United States, maybe wherever you live, there's some shit going on too. I mean, it's everywhere, right? But really, I think there is so much power in truly accepting and honoring that call, whatever it is, right? And it's not that necessarily we need to take these huge leaps and bounds towards them, but it is like starting to take steps. It's starting to acknowledge its presence, right? Because even with the Four of Swords here, like if you have been sitting on your purpose, if you have been not acknowledging it, right? Like it's one of those things of it will become so uncomfortable where like you'll have no choice but to move, right? And it almost kind of feels like this reading is like kind of giving you that message. And this is in the position of what is leaving, right? So sitting on your talents, right? Like kind of staying on the sidelines, like any of that. That just it's not helping anymore. It's almost like it's time to like wake the lion type of energy, which I mean, we have the Leo card out here, and I mean, Leo and lions and all of that, so that's even kind of interesting. And even too how the Four of Air, it's like they're observing from their little cloud, right? Versus being in the thick of things. It really does feel like it is going to take other people. You need to be around other people, make connections in some capacity. It does not, of course, have to be like romantic or whatever. Because too, I think it is like part of the whole transformation that is happening here. Whether that's, sharing, whether that's allowing yourself to even be seen in this different capacity. Because again, right, we have the death card or transformation, and the book says transformation or change. Nothing remains the same, and I need to accept that life evolves through cycles of birth, death, and rebirth, which is a little bit of the Sun card too. Now is a time of transition as things are changing from one form to another. I need to allow this to happen for the highest good. I am called to let go the old so I can welcome the new. Truly, right? I mean, the death card is like every new beginning disguises itself as an end. However, like the end is just as important as the beginning, because one can't happen without the other. And then it's paired with the Two of Swords, which talks about stalemate, uncertainty, considering options. Time to take a break and consider my options and think about things. There is no need to rush forward. The perfect answer for the highest good will come to me if I take my time and remain in a peaceful state of mind. Which I love, because I almost kind of feel like this is like a preemptive, I know the question that you were going to ask and this is the answer. Because, right, it's like, well, how do I do that? Like, what do I do? Like, if I can recognize that I've been in this energy, right? Like I can feel these changes, I can feel this growth within myself. I can feel that I have really been coming into my own power, reclaiming my own power, right? Like really been focusing a lot of attention and light on that. And of course it can be relationships too, because it's almost kind of like, who is bringing more joy, more happiness, more fun, more life into me, right? Like, are these relationships mutually beneficial? And, if you can see that you have transformed in some kind of way over here, right? With this being in a position of what's leaving, it's like everything that needed to happen here has been complete. There is a sense of completion there. And the passive thing is no longer really going to work. Now it's time to change, right? It's like it's time to recognize that change has happened. Let the old stuff, fall off. Keep the things that feel good, let go of the things that don't. I was just thinking, transformation is a Scorpio card, or the death card is Scorpio. So is judgment. Judgment is ruled by Pluto. And the modern rulership of Scorpio is Pluto. So, which is, our sister sign, right? It's a sign opposite from Taurus. And we just came out of Scorpio season. What was it, yesterday or a couple days ago? So that's also like what I was saying, like there's something that could have just happened really fast, like a realization that happened really fast. And maybe it did take a lot of energy. Maybe it had something to do with friends, with groups, with, society stuff, with cultural stuff. But it shifted something. There was aha moments, but like big transformative aha moments that you found yourself just kind of sitting with. And then again, over here with the death card and the 2 of swords, it's like, even if you have no clue what to do with this energy, you may not even need to have a clue right now, right? Because the 2 of swords talking about take a break to consider your options and think about things. There's no need to rush forward, because I think too, like when you're going through like your healing stuff and you're letting go of, old ego stuff, old, patterns of behavior, old relationships, it's like, we kind of feel this need to like fill that space with something else. And we don't need to do that, right? Like we just need to recognize, we just need to purge that stuff out, cleanse the metaphorical, space that's left, right? And wait for the puzzle piece, wait for the energy, the new energy that fits that space. Right? It's like remain open, be discerning too, because judgment also comes with like a big level of discernment. Don't just let any little thing enter your energetic field, your emotional field too, right? It's like if you recognize that you're falling into an old pattern of behavior, if you recognize that like, the same type of people are coming around you, you can make the decision to not let that energy in. The perfect answer for the highest good will come to me if I take my time and remain in a peaceful state of mind. Like this, it feels like this really just needs to like calibrate into your energy field, into your aura, into your body. And there's not necessarily anything that you have to do except for allowing it, right? Even just asking for the message to come to you instead of like being all, logical and heady and, analytical and stuff. If you're like that, I am. It's like, just allow it to, really, really soak into your body, really get comfortable in there, and then ask it for the message. And wait, the highest good will come to you if you take your time and remain in a peaceful state of mind. Big energies, dudes. I hope I even did this reading any justice. I feel like I was kind of all over the place, and I was really trying to like ground the message. So I really hope that I did that. But this is big stuff, people. Big transformation. And even just the 2 Scorpio cards with like a Pluto focus. Pluto is going to be squaring your Taurus house for the next 19 years. So even just, feeling the effects of Pluto in that capacity too. We're going to need a lot of rest. Not that it's not a bad thing, right? Like I heard of squares being described as stairs, right? Like it's definitely, it's not a bad thing, but clearly there's something here that is trying to come in for you. So I say we let it. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. This reading was long as hell. I will talk to you soon. Bye.